Well, we finally got our first blast of winter. We got a couple inches of snow yesterday. We were 1 degree this morning, but the forecast with the sunshine is to come up to about 36 to 38 degrees today. So what I need to do is go haul a little water to the cows. It's been icing over because we've been down into the upper teens, low 20s. So it ices over and I have to break it out. And we only have a couple days of this warm afternoon weather to where I can resupply that. And my 100-gallon tank that I have insulated that gets me through the winter, I want to fill that up because I have drained it back. So I'll probably put 200-300 gallons in that stock tank and 100 gallons in that other insulated tank and see if I can't get that kind of ready for the next couple days. The old girl will start. Sometimes diesels don't like the cold. Well, I was out here earlier and kind of broke the water for them so they had a chance to drink. But I need to take some of this ice out and I'm going to try to fill it back up. Well, the cows were up this morning. They drank and I fed them, but they're off meandering around somewhere. Well, I've got another little project I'd like to do. I have a 6-foot gate here that I can back my horse trailer up to load out of. Then I bring this gate closed. And this will close off the corral. And I have another panel that I've got sitting here that I want to fasten between this post and this post up here. Well, I set this post here and I have a gate that stops on that post that can open up here. I've got some extra corral panels here that I make kind of an alleyway, and I can bring them into here, and I need kind of a pin here to hold them before I put them into the horse trailer. Well, these light panels that I have are just that. They're pretty light. They are not made for what they call crowding. They can't take a lot of pressure. The gauge in them is pretty light. So I bought a heavier one that I'd like to stick in here. And then I'll be able to close this gate, have them contained, and then get them loaded into the horse trailer. Right now, if they kind of throw a fit, my panels aren't really stout enough to hold them. So I need to make brackets that'll mount into this post and this other post that will accommodate the brackets on these portable corral panels to put in here. I don't want a permanent gate here because it'll block my walk-through gate, and I don't want it permanent. I want to be able to remove it. That's why I'm going to just make some brackets, pin it on. It'll do the job for loading and unloading, and then I can unpin it and set it aside. So while my water tank is filling, I'm going to go build my brackets for this panel, and maybe I can put it in when I bring the water back out. See, these are the brackets on one side of the panel, just a single pin, and then there's double on the other side with a 5/8 pin that just drops in and makes these all hold together. See, this is the double bracket with just a drop pin. So if I make a couple of single brackets that'll fit into here, and then one set of double brackets for the other end, I can get this panel mounted semi-permanent but yet removable. Well, it's warmed up out. My valve is still frozen. Let me get that thawed out. There we go. That'll work. We'll let that fill up. You know, dealing with water in the wintertime is always kind of a challenge. I like to use this outside water tank as much as I can, even if I have to break ice. Last winter was mild enough that I only had to haul about 500 gallons into my 3,000 gallon storage tank and use my 100 gallon insulated stock tank. This year, who knows, they're calling for a little colder temperatures, which might be back to normal. So as long as I can fill this on our warm days, so we have typically what we call Chinook winds. We may come into a really cold snap, but then generally the winds will come out of the south-southwest and warm it up. And if we can get above that freezing, anywhere close to that 40-degree mark, I haul water out, empty the tank, and then I'll just break ice. And you know, if I can do that about once a week, once every 10 days, I can keep these watered in the 300-gallon stock tank. So that's what I'm going to do today. But while that's filling, I got some scratch pad stuff that I scribbled down on the back of an envelope actually to give me some measurements for these hinges for this gate on my little loading alley. We'll see if we can't get that put together. I've got about 45 minutes to an hour before this tank gets full. Well, these are my little scribble notes. This would be the single iron I need to receive on the double iron on the corral panel. These are 8 by 2. I figured they're about 5 1/4 inches long. So I need 2 of those on each side, and I may make these separate on a separate piece of flat iron so that I can actually adjust these. I have it noted here that they're 34 inches apart, center to center, and then this is the double ear that I need on the fence post for the single ear on the gate. Again, they're 34 inches apart. I may make these on 2 separate pieces of flat, again, so I can adjust those. Well, I think this is what we're going to end up with here. Got my 2 hitch pins here. I'll go haul my water out. I think I have about 400 gallons on, and see if I can get these mounted to the post. Well, I was going to pump it from here into my 100-gallon insulated tank. I did drain my tank, but evidently there's enough water in there that it still froze up. It's pretty cool out yet today. So it looks like I get to shuttle it in. Well, see how close my measurements were. Need to block this end up. Need an extra set of hands, huh? This is where my double brackets will go. Set it right in there. So I think that's going to work. I can unhook this end here. And when we're bringing them in, this will allow them free access. We can bring this back like so. And we'll close this gate. Once we run them in, we'll have them here where they can kind of settle down, and we'll load them into the horse trailer. So I kind of like to keep it as least stressful as possible, but I think this will be a good holding pen to load out of. So this redhead, he's gonna go to a new home come middle of January, and I wanted this in place for him. He's a pretty big boy. Anyway, I like it when it comes together, kind of like you had envisions in your head. Appreciate you coming along. Thanks for watching.